When I say that you should go out into nature, I mean you're receiving downloads, the necessary information that you're supposed to be given, okay? If you're not going out into nature and you're constantly on the computer, constantly on the phone, constantly watching TV, all these things are distractions. My great-grandmother Nani used to not have the TV on all the time. The children should be playing board games. They should be interacting, okay? That's what we were here for. We're here to interact, to touch each other, not to be sitting up here separated from each other, okay? Let's start from the beginning. Now, there are a lot of great things that are going on out here, and then there are things that are not so good, okay? It was a man who decided that he was going to take a woman down. Very disappointed, because the problem was that she rejected him. Now, they were friends, they became more than friends, and the problem was that when she saw that he was not doing the right thing, she separated. So in order for him to get back at her, he ended up getting into relationships and telling women that she did him wrong. The thing is, sisters, okay, you have to look at a bigger perspective. Don't always believe what a person is telling you. Do your research. Don't always assume that this person, because you love a person, that they're telling the truth. Children lie, and you love them too, right? People are going to tell their own truths. You got to look at the bigger picture, okay? The saddest thing about the whole situation is the same people who are hearing these stories are deciding that they're going to take things into their own hands. You should be praying to God for the truth so that you can get the truth, so that you can understand what's happening in your surroundings, in your circumference. The problem is that people are assuming that another person is telling the truth. Once you assume that person is telling the truth and you don't even ask for guidance, spiritual guidance, that's when the cookie begins to crumble. So anyway, let's go to it. There was a woman who was very upset, and she thought that this was a woman who was trying to take her boyfriend or her husband or whatever. The problem was she started scheming on the woman instead of doing her research or even asking the necessary questions. Getting on her knees, asking God's guidance. She didn't do this. So what she decided to do is she decided she was going to operate in darkness, black magic. One thing you have to realize, when you are about to have a child, you do not operate in this way. When you are having a child growing inside your womb, the worst thing you could possibly do is try to work against other people, because this is a spiritual thing. This is a blessing. A child is a blessing. So if you're having a time where you are having a child in your womb, that's the time where you're supposed to be bonding with the child, bonding with God, praying, doing your meditation, communicating with your child, eating the right foods. Instead, what she decided to do is she was going to operate in the dark arts. So now this child is taking this. Whatever you do when you're pregnant, your child takes in too. So if your child is taking in the mayhem that you're taking in, that child is going to have some defects. You got to remember that. If a woman is drinking or taking any form of chemicals and she's pregnant, her child is going to intake it too. He or she is going to ingest this. You have got to really begin to figure out what it is that you want to do, okay? If you want to work, you want to ask for guidance. Is this the job that I'm supposed to be taking on? Whatever the case, ask for guidance. One of the reasons why I keep saying go out in nature is because that's where you receive natural downloads. You're gaining truth and knowledge. Now, I know to you, some people might not understand what I'm saying. Don't question what I'm saying, or even if you want to question it, just go out in nature yourself and just go into the quiet, and you'll see exactly what I mean. But don't just go out for 2 seconds, say, oh, it's not happening, I don't know what this person's talking about, and just go back in the house. No, stay out. Touch the leaves, okay? Inhale. Take it all in, okay? Do this for at least 5 minutes a day if you can, okay? And then the answers will begin to come. The downloads will come. I know to some people this sounds crazy, but if you don't try it, you'll never know. Wake up.